If you're on this channel, you probably can tell that I love playing Smash Ultimate, but even though I love playing it, watching it is just as cool. And I just had a conversation with somebody and they talked about how boring it is to watch Smash Ultimate, and I was pretty confused. Yes, of course, Steve is overrunning the tournaments, and we have a lot of problems with Sonic, or Game & Watch, or Kazuya, but I love watching Smash Ultimate, and I feel like even though I probably wouldn't say those are my favorite characters to watch, there's still enough content out there that makes it very enjoyable. But we're going to be talking about my favorite players to watch, people that I think always make a good time no matter what is happening on screen. If you like content like this, make sure to subscribe. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers and we're very close. I would very much appreciate your help with that, but let's get into my favorite players to watch. We're going to start with the GOAT. Everyone knows him, everyone loves him. Mkleo. You put Mkleo versus any top player and it's gonna be a movie. This guy is extremely impressive to watch, and even though he's not the best player in the world anymore, he still makes people go and wonder if he can be the GOAT once again. He's of course been a household name for years and everyone knows about him, knows him as one of the best, if not the best player in their eyes, and one of the most fun people to watch. Although I do think that some of his characters are more interesting to watch than others. Like, I think his Byleth, while being cool, it's still Byleth and you get to see the same like 3 moves used over and over. And his Pyramithra, while very good, is pretty basic when it comes to just what he does. I feel like mostly his Mithra is the crazy one. But when it comes to his Joker, everyone knows he does incredible stuff. I talked about on his channel before his main stage set against Spargo where he destroyed him and read him like 6 times in a row, did like 6 counters, did like an edge guard that was insane. Like, that was one of my favorite sets of all time. I said this as 2 of the greatest stocks in Smash Ultimate history and I still stand by that. Leo is a movie and it's so awesome to see a Joker player who is pretty much the defining Joker player. I mean, Omega is still amazing, but everyone knows him as the Joker player destroy someone like that. I think the main problem is we don't get to see him dominate that much because his characters, while all still being very good, don't really do that well versus the meta. Like, Joker's still very meta, don't get me wrong, but Violet's definitely not. And being able to actually fight Steve and Sonic and Kazuya is very important. So while we do get more of Joker Leo, he still does have to contend with some of the best players in the world and doesn't really have a good record versus any of them. I think he's like top 25 or something like that. But, you know, I still look forward to the top 8s that we see Mkleo, and I think that the viewer count's dropping a lot when he's not on the screen makes a lot of sense. Next, we're going to be talking about Kola, the best Roy in the world. If there's somebody that I think really just embodies aggression and movement, it's Kola. Top sets with Kola are some of the most high-paced and fun sets you'll ever see in Smash Ultimate. You don't see any camping here, you just see pure pressure, aggression. I feel like whenever someone fights against Kola, they probably feel like they're suffocating because he's just always on top of them, and while he is just being aggressive, he's just outside their range and he's attacking them with moves that are killing them at early percents or just puts them in a string that feels like you can't do anything. In a game like Smash Ultimate, which has a lot of the best characters just not approach you and always ask for you to approach first while having the most broken moves in the game, it feels like Kola answers to that and says that I'm gonna run you down and make you frustrated. And it's so awesome. I love watching Roy and I love watching Kola pilot Roy. Honestly, if there's anything I would say to Kola, it's just that I wish he would start with his Cloud more, because I think that Steve Roy, while possible, is very frustrating, and his Cloud is so good, but he always goes Cloud when he's like down 0-2, or when the players just already have a leg up on him. And I think if he trusted his Cloud more, he probably would do better against the C players, and we'd see them deeper in brackets. It's not that he's like losing to every single Steve in the world, but he has lost to a good amount of them, and the matchup is super corny, so it's like, if you have to go Cloud, go Cloud. I think it's probably just because his Roy does feel like his best character by a mile, and Cloud can't run people down like Roy can, just not having the best grounded options and having to jump a lot with back air, which winds up makes it so Kola's playstyle is a bit weird. But I still think his Cloud is phenomenal and can beat these top Steves if he trusted it a bit more. I did see Kola go Rob against some of the cornier matchup that he had to face this year, so I'm glad he's trusting his secondaries more because I can still see his aggression come through, and he's such a smart player that I still think he'd be one of my favorite to watch. If this means that he gets to deeper in brackets because of those secondaries, it's gonna be an awesome year. And you know there's nothing hyper than watching a Kola pop off. Next up is going to be somebody that you guys might not have expected to be on this list because a lot of people just have a problem with how he plays, but I think it's incredible. It's Lima. I think Lima has gotten pretty infamous lately for not approaching the people who are mashing on him, and I just have so much respect for that. Even though I get it, defensive play isn't the most coveted in Smash Ultimate, the fact that people want him to approach characters like Kazuya, Kirby, Roy, and Fox makes no sense to me. Bayonetta, while having one of the best burst options in the game, extremely good combos, and witch time, still has to worry about landing lag, still has to worry about spacing, and while her moves are big, that means her hurt box also is big, so she can get hit by silly combos that will do a lot to her. Yes, she has Bat Within, but you can get frame tracked by these characters who just keep mashing on you over and over. Knowing all that, why would you try to approach them that much? That's not to say she isn't broken while doing it. She can kill you at probably 0 with one read, and it's disgusting when you see characters just explode for messing up or getting hit by a burst option. But Lima is so much better than just those random Bayo spamming combos. Honestly, until Bayo got better results because of Lima and Tama P, Bayo was pretty underestimated, seen as like one of the lower high tier characters, maybe mid tier, because while she does a lot of damage, it felt like she couldn't kill. But with Lima's aggression off stage and always being right outside the range of a lot of people's aggression, Lima's reads are so smart. It always feels like you're pressured from her at every point of the game because Lima is right there, right in front of you, and always willing to kill you if you give him the chance. Lima versus Light is turning out to be one of my favorite rivalries because it feels like it's fighting two sides of the same coin, where you have extreme aggression from a combo character like Fox and extreme defensive play from a combo character like Bayonetta, and who out neutrals the other really depends on the day, because I think they do go back and forth, but I still love watching it. It might be hard to see why because not a lot seems to be happening, but when it comes to somebody that I think has such a great neutral game that I love watching it, I think Lima is my top choice. Every time Ouch hits someone, it feels like he's trying to put them into a clip. His advantage state knowledge is incredible. He always feels like he's in the position to punish you in disadvantage. It always feels like he's right on top of you, ready to nair you, to combo that into grab, to do forward throw, to read the tech in, to do forward air, to back air. It's just like, you just go watch an Ouch compilation. It's insane. Every time he hits somebody, it's disgusting. Ouch just makes this character feel like, where do you go and what do you do? Every option you choose feels wrong when you're fighting him because he just always has a combo and always knows where you're gonna go and can chase from so far. He's also extremely confident. It feels like whenever he just goes off stage that most wolves will be scared to down air or side B, but Ouch isn't because he knows it's gonna hit. Ouch feels like what happens when you're extremely confident with your movement, when you know exactly how to time and place your moves and use it in advantage to destroy people. He is one of the most exciting players to watch while also having a bit of defensiveness, so you don't always see him run people down. He's smart like that because you can't really do that with Wolf. Wolf's run speed isn't really built to do that, but his pressure is unreal, and every set I've watched has always been exciting. I don't usually like watching Dittos, but Ouch versus Jacko was one of the coolest sets I've ever seen. I don't even like Wolf that much, but just seeing two extremely good Wolves going at it was awesome. And I think if you ever have time just want to watch a fun Ditto like this, you should watch Ouch versus Jackal. People might not remember this because it was months ago, but when Ouch got second at the Reaper Invitational, beating Mr. E, Gluttony, Light, and Syrup, it was a movie and I loved cheering for him. This is definitely one of my favorite players to watch, and if you ever want to watch a hype Smash Ultimate set, you go to Ouch. But past all of these players who I do adore watching, there is one that I would say is my favorite player to watch that I always cheer for no matter what bracket he's in, and the one that I hope becomes the best in the world one day. It is Muteace. Peach is a character that I think everyone respects when you see them play in Smash Ultimate. They are very difficult. One of the most difficult characters in the game. The tech skill required to do the most broken stuff with Peach is task level, but you don't really see that. when you see Peach's fight in top level, you mostly see them have to make incredible decisions, still have really good movement, but their neutral has to be on point to be able to contend with all these broken characters. Sure, you're not seeing insane turnip combos all the time, but every time you do see a Peach combo, there always is that little spark that you see, man, that was pretty cool. And Muteace has those moments. And it's not like Muteace can't do the insane stuff. He still does do the turnip catches, he still does do crazy combos that can kill you from zero, but it is very difficult in tournament and not gonna be one of those things you see consistently. What I'm here for is the neutral decisions, the complexity to stay right in front of someone's face and dance around them, the cool tech you see on Peach that makes her seem like she's both top 5 and not even top 50 because she just feels so difficult and not worth it, but Muteace still makes it look so cool. I wish I did play Peach or mained Peach or found Peach before I found Mario, because this is definitely the character I would play. Muteace makes this character look so broken, but so much effort, and I think that's just something I will always respect about top players. It's the top level. It's seeing all of the work they've done for years come through at these tournaments. It's why I don't really get the argument that they're not fun to watch, because sure, we do have to watch two Steves camp each other sometimes. We do have Sonic that makes it feel like you're watching a slideshow, and sure, Kazuya is frustrating to even think about. But this is what I'm here for. Muteace vs Mkleo, winners finals of Genesis 9, had me screaming. It was the storyline that everyone wanted, the storyline of a Peach player working so hard to become the best, and it felt like for just a second, the summit was reached and he could be the best in the world. That's something to watch. I will fight through every single Steve, Sonic, whatever bad match that they don't want to watch to see stuff like that. I'm here for cool combos. I'm here for neutral decisions that just make no sense to me but make so much sense to them. I'm here for advantage states that look like they're reading people 6 moves ahead. I'm here to watch some good Smash Brothers, and I still think there are a lot of fantastic players that bring that. But even if you don't think so, I'd say just put a little bit more effort and find your favorite player, because they're out there. There are amazing players out there, and I'm excited to see my favorite players compete because I want to see them beat them all. So who's your favorite player? Let me know in the comments below. I know I didn't include people that love them like Spargo or Kola or Mia or any of the other top players, but I hope you liked my list. I'm curious to see yours. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.